Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to give the CS solution to this problem. He has money for CS allocation. As we wait for the mediation to go on, kindly give us that money, because we all even don't know how the CS allocation is distributed within this country. Because we've been having problems with our roads. We come to your office and we get no solution. We get no money to solve those small roads. Number two, 10% and 22% of this money, the 10% and 22%, kindly don't dare touch it, because this is the money that is solving the problem that we have at home of small roads. So kindly don't dare touch it. Lastly, there is money that is normally given out because of public participation. The Budget and Appropriations Committee normally moves around the country. It has come to a point that we have demonetized these small roads to a point that any small road is seen like it's not supposed to be there. It's money that is going to someone's pocket. These roads are meant to serve our people. You will get a bridge of 10 million. And once you put the 10 million, it looks like there is someone who wants to eat the 10 million Kenya shillings. Let us not demonize this money.
Point made.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Kiamba.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker and the CS for this forum. I think there was a good rationale why we had Kera and Kura. I don't know whether the rationale has changed. And I think one of the rationale was to have the problem of roads solved as fast as possible. When we get all this money and collect it at the national level, in my constituency, I only have less than 20 kilometers of tarmac road. If we do away with this Kera, are you saying people in Makueni should just stop living, selling and buying, waiting for what they do not know? So I'm requesting the PS to be considerate. Institutions are not collapsed overnight. Institutions are built with a rationale, and if they have to stop, they have to be good rationale. Thank you.
GK.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me say I am a happy man today, now that the Cabinet Secretary is here in the House to listen to the sentiments of my colleagues. Honorable Speaker, the questions that are being raised here today, Cabinet Secretaries, are the questions that I'm asked as chair. Yet, I don't have the answers, or the buck does not stop with me as chair. The buck stops with the executive, and you are the representative. So, Cabinet Secretary, I picked two issues that I'll be happy to hear your response on. One, the mediation. When do you intend to call for this mediation? If you can give us the timelines of when you want to do the mediation, and who will be the members of this mediation team. Two, there is an issue that has been raised by my colleague DK, not DK, I think, about Maram roads. Clearly, it looks like this money, it has been decided that any amount that goes into maraming our roads goes into pockets of people, which is not true. This money, these roads are very, very critical. They are what I would call the last mile link roads. It is not possible, Cabinet Secretary, to tarmac all our roads in the country. We have sections of our rural roads that require graveling and heavy grading and graveling. So we do not want to take the mindset or to accept the mindset that this money goes into waste. Last time, I was not in the very good books with the government because I was in the opposition, so to say. So I did not get much resources to do tarmac roads in my constituency. But I used the retro money that came my way through RMLF, KERA, the amount of money members are agitating for here. And that is what kept my constituency roads motorable for a period of 5 years. Even if that road would only last for 7 or 10 years, it is very helpful to the people who who live in the rural areas. And therefore, Cabinet Secretary, and you know you have my full support. Please do not take that direction of refusing to give resources for Maram roads. Thank you.
CS, can you respond to those? Members, I allocated 30 minutes. We have gone over by 2 minutes. Let the CS respond.
Thank you.
Almost all the issues are the same. Yes.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you, honorable members. Let me start with Honorable Jack Wamboka Wanami. I think the question raised as regarding the criteria used in withholding the 10.5 was basically, you'll recall, members, that between 2016 and 2021, the Kura and KERA part of the RMLF money was being administered and managed by the county governments. And it just came back during that 2021 when that decision was made to bring back that money because of certain administrative concerns at the time. And so the KENA money, or rather RMLF portion of 40%, has never been devolved to the county government. So the merit that we did employ and the contest by the county government was more on what they felt was within the ambit of the Schedule 4 of the Constitution in defining the national and the county roads. So basically that is what we employed to withhold the percentage in the proportions of 15% of 47%, because the 32% of KERA and the 15% of Kura adds up to 47. So we employed a formula of withholding a portion of 15 out of 47 and 32 out of 47 in that ratio. But members, I am more positive in seeking to resolve this issue amicably, because as much as it impacts on the members of parliament, it's a challenge which is impacting on all of us as Kenyans. And therefore we need to resolve this issue like today, tomorrow, at the soonest. Because like I said, Honorable Speaker, that 10.5 billion is a lot of money. And at a time like now, if we release this resource to yourselves, we'll be able to really address a number of the major challenges affecting the entire country as it were. So to basically just combine that question from Jack Wanami and my chairman, GK, Member of Parliament from DIA, we are seriously seeking the soonest opportunity to get the mediation chaired at a high level with appropriate leadership that can basically resolve this issue in one sitting and basically allow this resource to really build this country and work for us. And I want to believe we should be able to do this within this financial year, because it does not help anybody that money is sitting there earning interest and we are losing so much given the state of our roads, movement of goods and people, which is basically impaired. So really, on the question of Mheshimiwa Langat, DK, I think we're going to be releasing the balance of the RMLF money next week. I've been given the numbers. I'm sitting here with the DG KRB. We'll be releasing the balance next week. We have the numbers, and therefore, even as we withhold and we would wish to seek to ensure that we resolve this challenge and release the full amount of 10.5, the balance of 3.533 billion, which is outstanding to the end of the financial year, will be released next week in the ratio of 2.43 billion towards Kera roads and 1.1 billion towards Kura roads. That will be released within next week. With respect to the concern of securitization as raised by, was that Member of Parliament for Igembe Central?
Igembe Central.
Igembe Central, Keili. We do not wish to securitize part of the RMLF that is addressing from Kera. We noted that, and we'll be coming to this House to seek necessary amendments to the statute that governs RMLF. We have the annuity fund, and you know annuity has not taken off as it were because the risk placed on annuity on the maintenance front is so high. So most of the annuity roads which were meant to be done on annuity have basically collapsed, and we are sitting on 3 shillings under annuity. And a few roads which were done in annuity can be managed within 50% of the 3 shillings. And therefore, we can take 1 shilling and 50 cents, securitize, return that money to yourselves in the various constituencies to be able to address the road challenges, maintenance and development that we are facing today. We did also propose to securitize part of the CS allocation that for a long time has not, like one member said, not been well distributed in an equitable way to all the constituencies because there are emergencies across the whole country. And yet, this equivalent of 1 shilling and 80 cents or 1 shilling and 50 cents, which sits under the CS allocation, could be securitized. And securitization, really, when you get the discounted future value over 10 years, we can raise as much as 120 billion today and come to this House to agree on how we can build our roads in Kenya. And you do know the challenges we have on the low-volume seal roads that need maintenance and that are orphaned because we don't have maintenance to those some of those low-volume seals. So securitization does not seek to really impact majorly on the Kera because Kera is addressing a very specific role, and therefore, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members, when we talk to securitization, we're basically looking at making best use of some of the RMLF money within the armpit of Kenya, where we think we can get a shilling from Kenya, we can get a shilling from CS allocation, we can get 1 shilling and 50 cents from annuity fund, and therefore securitize, raise some 120 billion and address the challenges, including what we have done through securitization of the 7 shillings. That raises 175, and like I said, 63 billion, which has already come, honorable members, has returned the bridge facility of the 63 of the 175 has made all the contractors to go back to work. So if there is any stranded road or due to a bending bill in any part of the country today, I would like to take up that and ensure the contractor resumes work because we have paid them on account of securitization for the bending bills, and therefore we should be able to get them to complete and continue with some of those projects. Mheshimiwa Nyakundi, I think I've answered the question on we don't intend to touch the 22%, and if we have to, we'll do it and really, not before we do public participation within the principles of Parliament, so that we all agree on what it means in terms of unlocking the challenge that faces our roads in Kenya today. Mawade, Mheshimiwa Mawade, Embakasi South, we are looking at a win-win, and I think if we can unlock, and we'd like to unlock, I'm hurt most as a Minister for Roads to see some 10.5 billion sitting there and not being able to deploy. The challenge between the county government and the National Assembly is not so much on the concern of, it's a concern of how can we quickly use this money to sort out the challenges that afflict our people, particularly at a time like now. Kenya will not understand the difference between the county government and the national government in maintaining roads. And therefore, allow me, Speaker, honorable members, to provide some high level of leadership to ensure that the high office do help us to address this through mediation and resolve this issue, so that even as we release the balance of 3.533 billion next week, we should really talk to how sooner do we release, like George Kariuki raised, how sooner do we release the 10.5 billion? And within this financial year, so that the smart idea of doing a multi-year does not have to really go to, we don't have to go to 25-26 with the programs of 24-25. We should be allowed to finish the programs that we did plan for 2025-26. Lugari, Honorable Nabwera, Nabi, I think I've really addressed that. Nabwera, we honestly do not wish to impact on the RMLF 22% and 10%, even as we think through securitization. But securitization, honorable members, when we possibly conference, should be really the solution to discount the value of the money that we should be collecting for the next 10 years and allow us to use that money in the next 2-3 years and address the challenges that are facing the road sector today. I don't know whether there is any moramming of roads and the CS allocation. Like I did mention, securitization has unlocked 63 billion already. We'll be going out to list 20% and 80% on the bond market to raise 175 and be able to address, on account of the securitization, the challenge facing the road. And like I've said, I would like to really get any road that is stranded today on account of pending bill, because we are able to pay, if they have not resumed, it's just because of the challenge of the, any, Honorable Speaker, members, any road which is stranded on account of pending bill, we should be able to get the contractors back to work, because we've paid them 40% and they have signed up what we developed as settlement agreement. The settlement agreement is a return to work formula, and they are all going back to work. In fact, I did address all the contractors this morning in a breakfast meeting, and they should all be getting back to work. Thank you.